Hello, Patreon friends, and welcome to Last Call of Cthulhu. Woo! That was fun. So in chat, they figured it out pretty quickly, but I basically stole the entire plot of the movie The Fallen. I think it's a 90s movie, or late 90s.
Right. And you're going to hell for doing that, just so you know.
Denzel Washington, John Goodman, and as a GM, that's
98.
There we go. Yeah, one of my favorite. I love that movie, but as a GM, that's a great thing to do. Just if something in a movie grabs you, just file that away and save it and bring it in, because you can really apply any of that stuff anywhere. So what do you guys think? How did it go for you?
You screwed us. It's too much. It's just like, I mean, that's kind of why we've devolved into bad ideas, because there's just like, there's no good way to deal with this. We're screwed.
There's
like
no winning other
there's
than
no good way to.
Yeah. How do you get that? How do you get somebody who can just keep jumping around?
You don't.
They can't.
Even wins in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, technically you can't. You have to have that person isolated and locked up, and they just have to die in a cell without any physical
touch
contact,
anybody.
period.
Yeah.
Like, you don't feed them, you don't anything.
I mean,
so
there is still, you still haven't tried the actually, like, let's read a book thing.
When does that work?
There could be possibly mythos solutions.
Yeah.
No, you're just trying to give us mythos. We're not falling for that, Ezra.
And I mean, one thing that you guys need to figure out a way to leverage is the fact that he can't go into Jared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said it at the end, and I hold to it. Jared would have been much better bait, because he could have landed and tried to grab him or yell at him or some. No. But that was part of why he couldn't be, right? Because now Jacques knows that he can't grab him and knows why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have worked.
I had a lot of fun in that one, because one of the neat things about that episode was there were just so many little character beats, and we got a good chance to like meet some of Abe's family and learn, get some stuff going there. And
my father's killed a prostitute before at the lake house. And
come on.
He obviously feels that I'm going to kill more nurses. So apparently, I don't know. My father thinks of me.
Thanks for letting me do a little bit to try to get Ramsey's head around what's going on.
Well, and I really liked that scene where Ramsey has not figured out the weird equation you have of when to talk to the police and when not to talk. And so Ramsey's like, okay, don't talk to the cops. And then you're like, you should talk to the cops.
Like, what?
Last time I talked to the cops, it didn't go well.
But I mean, they're already here talking to us. There was genuinely no reason to lie.
Oh, I kept thinking, okay, we're going to investigate this, so I don't have to say everything. So that was cool.
And honestly, if somebody hadn't mentioned the knife, probably. But that's like police interrogation scenes are always tricky, because every player, like players just automatically revert to don't say anything, and nothing frustrates police like people not saying any, like, so you didn't see anything. I'm not gonna say. Always a fun thing.
Jared was definitely in the mentality of like, seriously, like, let the police are gonna have to figure out how to deal with the occult one day. Leave this to them.
That's it.
We can't be holding their hands and solving their supernatural murders all the time.
But I thought that's what we did. So it's like,
the one time when when the rules change in the Scooby Gang, it gets confusing. That's the thing.
I was really hoping that the Baroness would be able to do something.
I was hoping that she was legit.
No, that was a great thing. I like that.
Yeah, you all know when you GM, like you sometimes will just on the fly you'll make a decision, and then later on you're like, oh man. Because I think it would have been more interesting if she was real. And to your point, it would have given you an out.
Well, and you know how you can still work with that, right? she accidentally finds out that she's legit
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
by
especially,
something
like-
showing itself.
Well, Elias was saying he was going to point out ghosts. So maybe he points and she's like, oh God, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not
That
bad.
if you
Think
want to
about
make
it.
if you want to make her actually legit and lean into that, then
That
you
also
know.
means
Oh,
that dead nurse.
Oh my
needs to
God, this is
haunt me.
actually true. Lucy!
Say hi to the
But, I
Patreons,
mean-
Lucy.
For
I'm just
most of
disappointed
this,
that priest didn't have any faith. The
That
holy
priest-
water was there. If that priest had faith,
I see. I was like, wow, that's a mean thing to say about the priest.
I mean, it'll be a weird episode when we play next. I mean, we're just going to be, just burying Susanna's body at the lake house.
Because you
or
shot her.
or locking her up in an attic and Jane ironing it.
I think maybe it's time to learn how to tackle people, not shoot them.
No, you can't touch
They're
them.
too far away.
We're gonna jump off the roof and tackle. No, we're gonna shoot Susanna. Tackling is for when.
Now, you know what, Jared, your prophecy comes true. It's leg shots. Now you want to shoot her in the leg.
Ooh.
Just wing her. All right, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Or wing it.
I don't know. I mean, head's the only way to be safe with this thing. I'm sorry.
What a way to bring a backup character into the game.
This thing can jump between animals. What on earth makes you think that another bird isn't going to come land on
Right.
my body?
Yeah,
Or,
well, that too. It's just
mosquito.
rain of gunfire until it can't get a.
And this is a story of how the early SWAT team raised the Froman estate.
You know what? This isn't a bad idea, though. We should get another animal. Hold on. Let's walk through this.
Killing
So
Susanna
the-
is not a bad idea.
I object.
Bird to Susanna, Susanna to an animal that we already have in a cage, then take the caged animal and
Into
just
the
bury
ocean.
it. And yeah, dump it in the ocean, like cement shoes, dump it in the lake, whatever. And now problem solved. Done.
And give this thing fish people?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is true.
No.
No.
If this thing goes around murdering fish people, we're in the clear. This is like win-win.
It is. It really is, because now it solves our tablet problem.
Well, here's the real question. Can Jacques take over a deep one?
We should ask him. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's make lemonade.
I look forward to this conversation.
I
Oh
do
my
not.
God. No way.
I mean, the thing is,
A murder maid.
A what now?
Murder mermaid.
A murder maid.
isn't one of our viewers murder maid?
What?
Do we have a
I
murder?
think
maid?
so.
It's a good
I
name.
think so. I think that they actually put on murder mysteries, murder made for
Oh,
hire. No,
right,
something
right.
like that.
Right.
Matt's
right. right.
Matt's friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. That's
Anyway,
cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be weird to have a break. Not often
Yeah.
that we take a break. And trying to keep the momentum going as we'll do.
hanger.
And then Patreons, I'm gonna give you a little sneak here. In August, we're gonna lose Abe for a couple episodes, and we're gonna have special guest stars.
D.
Mm.
I'm gonna fan the
Yeah.
flames in the.
All right, I didn't want to tell them that we were gonna have Stockard Channing play, but fine, I'll.
No. Sometimes you just have to let the bait go out.
Yeah. there you
TV's
go.
Jeremy London.
That was the best. We couldn't get Leo.
We couldn't get Jason London, but we got Jeremy.
Well, all right. I personally, I was hoping for the girl that played Small Wonder. That was my
I don't know what that is.
Me too, but it feels like I should.
Small Wonder was like the worst 80s sitcom about a guy who built a robot daughter, and this robot Vicky was
Yeah.
and the guy was played by this actor in the 80s who was kind of like if Lyle Wagner was dumb. It was him. God, I'm aging myself with every sentence I
None
say.
of us
here.
have any idea.
I mean, I hear building a robot daughter, and I think of how Five Nights at Freddy's has been turning with that plot line.
Mm.
Oh, I didn't
So-
know that. No, yeah.
don't
Maybe
know
they're
what that
copying
is.
Small
Oh,
Wonder.
they're totally copying. Of course they are. There's only like 19 stories in the world.
That's true. And one of them's the Fallen.
When are we incorporating building a robot daughter into Call of Duty?
I don't know, Jared. When are you going to have a robot family?
I mean, that sounds
sounds
like
like
a
Jared.
deal that you'd make with Brown Jenkins. Just saying.
Oh, he sucks at robots.
Put your daughter's soul into a robot that you've built.
Oh, now everything needs a soul.
Well, I mean, things that already have souls can be transferred over.
You can not have a soul and be just fine. Did you ever think about that? Maybe I'm happy not having a soul.
I don't
I
think
think-
you are.
I think we go with how do you feel
Jared-
about being bait? I
Yeah,
think that's the answer.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I think that's the only good one. Jared, how do you feel about this revelation? You doing all right,
Rich.
buddy?
Not having a soul?
No, being a robot.
Being a robot? Well, I mean, it's not quite. It's different. It's different.
I'm not a robot, I'm synthetic.
You can tell he's not a robot. He has too many emotions. He says too much crap to be a robot.
We didn't say he
robots
was a
dream of
good
electric
robot.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's a neuro, he's like what's the robot from the Hitchhiker's Guide? The
Oh
neurotic-
my God.
Marvin.
Marvin, the
Marvin.
paranoid android.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be that amazing. No.
I mean, voiced by Alan Rickman in the film.
Oh,
I loved Marvin as soon as I read the line, brain the size of a planet, but no, I'll open the door. All right, well, Patreons, it's going to be a couple weeks. Happy 4th of July, however you may celebrate. If you are in the US, please don't use fireworks if you are anywhere flammable. Just don't use fireworks, really.
Yeah,
Uh,
or have eyes or fingers that could be blown off or whatever, what have
I
you.
mean, that's a rite of passage. We had
So sad.
firecracker fights when I was a kid.
Oh God, yes. We made our own fireworks.
I
but-
didn't. I respected my body parts entirely too much for that crap.
Look, there's
Awesome.
there's a period in everyone's life where it's called the napalm period for a reason. We know it, we acknowledge it, and we move on.
I mean, heck, we had rock fights when I was a kid.
I mean,
Like-
rock fight, sure, and stick
yeah. I
fight.
mean, obviously, I wasn't gonna say it, but obviously.
although I will say I found out about lighting hand sanitizer on fire from playing in the redacted reports.
What?
Apparently, that's a thing that people
It's
do.
alcohol.
It's
Napalm,
the only
we
way
all
to
go
be
through-
sure, Ezra. You have to make sure that it's clean. Cleansed.
You can like, draw
Cleansing
patterns.
fire. This is turning into some Warhammer stuff now. This is not- that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, you can draw patterns with hand sanitizer and set them on fire and run through them, and apparently it burns at a low enough burning point that you can get through pretty quickly.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
There
See,
you are.
we're not just entertaining, we're educational.
Edutainment.
That's why you are a Patreon of this channel, I'm sure. Goodbye, Patreon friends.
Nice.
So sorry.
Have a
Thomas
good
turned
one,
this off
everybody.
like minutes
Please,
ago.
for
and we've
God's
just
sake.
been raving.
Sorry.
Don't light anything on fire, please.
Yeah.